Welcome to the Gridiron Guide, here with your boy, George, a.k.a. the Fantasy G. And you got Aaron, A2 is a beast on Twitter.
What up, Bill?
Alright. So, the weekly Fantasy Gridiron Guide, guys. It's going to be a weekly show now. I'll come out with it every Tuesday, going out over the weekly waiver wire ads. We'll give you some hot tips, hot ads, hot takes.
Trade ideas.
We'll give you everything. Check us out every week. We're under the Objectively podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to check that out. Objectively, the podcast no one asks for, but everyone wants. Alright, so me and Aaron here, we're going to go over some, we're going to do it division by division here. So today we're going to start with the AFC North. What we're going to do, we're going to give you guys PPR, this is all PPR format, PPR scoring. We're going to give you guys some sleepers, super sleepers, keeper sleepers, sleepers, babies. And we'll go over some rankings. We'll go over some key players to target, key players to avoid. We're going to give you the whole scoop.
We want to start with first. George, you want to do rankings first?
Yeah, we'll do the rankings. And AFC East, we have the...
AFC North.
AFC North, we got the Steelers, the Bengals,
Ravens.
The Browns, and the Ravens.
Yeah, this is a pretty deep division here, honestly. You good? It's a pretty deep division here, honestly, George. This division is deep at all positions, honestly. Obviously, the number one player overall, Lamar Jackson, in the whole division. Agree or disagree?
I'll take Joe Mixon over, but Captain Joe. Quarterback, definitely Lamar.
I mean, Lamar Jackson had almost as many rushing yards as Joe Mixon did last year.
True, Joe Mixon got hot at the end. Won a lot of folks for fantasy leagues last year, including myself. So, love me some Joe Mixon.
I mean, if I give you my top 10 for this division, stop me if let me know when I'm done. Tell me if I'm sleeping. All right, sleeping on anybody. Number one, Lamar Jackson. I get let the cat out of the bag already. Like I said, he has 1,000. I think he had 1,000 rushing yards last year. We can check to be sure.
First quarterback to do so ever.
Right. And he had the most. I think he had the most passing touchdowns last year too. I think we'll check on that too. So Lamar Jackson number one, Captain Joe Mixon number two, Nick Chubb number three, James Conner number four. Now this is where it might get a little controversial to me. It was a tough. OBJ number five, Juju number six, Jarvis Landry number seven, your boy Baker Mayfield number eight, and then AJ Green and Taj Boyd. Mic drop.
I don't know about that. I disagree with a few players. You didn't throw Big Ben on there. I know he hasn't played in 2 years, but
listen, man. When I'll get to Big Ben later, but
you put Baker ahead of him after last year. I don't want to touch Baker, and I'm a Baker fan.
Look, Baker last year had a lot of drama going on with the wide receiver new team. A lot of pressure. And he also had a first time head coach too. So I mean, you can't really.
But I mean, he didn't clear 4,000 yards, 22 TDs, 21 picks.
Look, it's a new year for Baker. New year, new offense.
Not saying he's not going to be good, but wouldn't put him 8th in the division already.
Yeah, 8th in the division. I mean, like I said, it's a tough division. I think Baker finished top 10 QB this year, for sure.
All right.
Top 10
nice
QB
hot take there. Baker, top 10 quarterback. I will note that down. I will call you out when it does not happen.
I already wrote it down. Hot take. And I'm not even a big fan of Baker. I think he's gonna have a good year this year.
I think he'll be better, but I think Big Ben will easily outscore him.
We can bet on that.
There we go. For opening bet of the year,
boys.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we can bet on that for sure. I'll let you know my Big Ben later when we get to it. But what else don't you agree with?
So of course, Joe Mixon, Lamar Jackson.
I mean,
me personally, I'm not taking Lamar Jackson this year. I'm not taking Nick Chubb this year. I'm not taking James Conner this year. I'm not taking Odell this year.
Dang.
I'm not taking Juju this year. Not to say they're not the best players in the division, but
right. I mean, as far as the division, this is a deep division if you think about it. I mean, you got a lot of different players. You got to pull up the depth chart for them though. On the AFC
players North. I love though. Like I said, Big Ben. You'll hear me talk a lot about Big Ben.
Well, talk about Big Ben.
2 years ago, he almost threw 5,000 yards.
Almost. We also had AB on his team that year.
Yeah, but
Le'Veon Bell.
Who does he got this year? Deontay Johnson. Stud, love him.
Sleeper.
Juju. I think Juju's going. I'd rather have Deontay Johnson at his draft position than Juju, but.
Well, I think Juju have a better year because Big Ben is going to play.
Of course, I think Juju's the number one.
Yeah.
He already has chemistry with Big Ben.
Exactly.
But like I said, do not sleep on Deontay. I will take Deontay in about the 6th round while you take Juju in the 3rd, and I'll get similar production.
I didn't say I was drafting Juju. Just if I had to rank him.
Yeah, of course I'll rank. Juju's the number 1.
That's why Juju's higher on my list.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was to tell you about my wide receiver rankings, Deontay Johnson in the division ranks 7th.
All right, there we go. And that's another episode we'll get to later on.
I need to figure out
our rankings, overall rankings. We'll talk about about 150 rankings. 150 players. I'll rank them.
200 players. Let's do 200.
We'll go over all of them in depth. Give you some feedback on who we like, who we don't like, who's getting drafted too high, who's not getting enough respect. So watch out for that. We'll be coming out soon. So, I guess I don't have a list of my top 10 players I like.
But you don't like none of my players.
Didn't say that. Just I don't like where they're getting drafted. So
I got you.
For that reason, I'm not touching them.
All right.
Players I like, players that I will draft on my team. Like I said, Big Ben for sure. Deontay Johnson going in about the 5th or 6th round, I believe, right now. Let me spot check that. Baltimore, I love Hollywood Brown. Another guy who's getting a lot of hype, Miles Boykin.
Miles Boykin is one of my sleepers.
Now, they tried out Des Bryant over the weekend.
They didn't sign him.
He left without a contract. Some believe it's because they got Miles Boykin. Deontay Johnson right now, by the way, going 98th overall, wide receiver at 39. That's a steal right there. I will take him easily. I think he'll finish the year about top 60 overall player.
That's a hot take right there.
And about the top 25 wideouts.
Top 25 wideouts?
Yeah.
All right, that's more realistic. Top 60 player, though?
Yeah. I mean, you look at wideout 25, T.Y. Hilton right now coming in at 59th overall.
Okay.
There's a lot of wideouts. Wideouts are deep.
Wideouts deep every single year.
You'll hear about this in our draft strategy episode, but wait on wideouts. Unless there's no running backs you like, wait on running, or wait on wideouts, wait on quarterback, wait on tight end. I'm going all in on the running backs. Like I said, we'll give you a further analysis of this in one of our next shows, but look out for the draft strategy show coming out from the Gridiron Guide.
So to talk about, so you said Big Ben, you said 5,000 yards 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So you don't think he's gonna do 5,000 yards again?
No.
What's a realistic?
He did lose, his weapons. He doesn't have Antonio Brown, no Le'Veon Bell.
He has Eric Ebron though.
Ebron, drops a lot of passes, but
you know what?
I think Ebron could be a good sleeper tight end. You take late in the draft, you pair him up with another sleeper tight end. You got one of them will show up.
I'm a big fan of Eric Ebron. I think he'll help out Big Ben. Big Ben he does like the tight ends a lot. I'm gonna be interested to see what the offense looks like though.
They still got Vance McDonald though. You think he'll take away Ebron? I think will be more of a red zone threat.
No, Ebron's gonna be their the move position.
you in the move position. This guy's been talking about the move position for 3 years now.
The move position. Ebron's gonna play the move position. So, and I don't know. I personally wouldn't take Big Ben honestly. In this division, as far as quarterback goes, I have him. I'll take Joe Burrow over Big Ben.
Wow, jeez.
I don't like Big Ben at all. I'm telling you.
Joe Burrow, no offensive line over Big Ben. I don't know about that, but
the reason why, I'll talk about this in my draft strategy. How I look at players offensively is if their defense is bad, they have more opportunities to be on the field. Big Ben to me, I think is just. I look at all the old quarterbacks: Drew Brees, Big Ben, Phillip Rivers.
Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is a little different, but I don't know. Big Ben has had a whole year of football. I don't know, man.
2 years. Last snap was in 2017.
Exactly. So that's why I'll wait on Big Ben. That'd be the last QB in this division I'll take.
All right, well, we differ there. So anyways, on Pittsburgh, yeah, not touching James Conner.
Why don't you want to touch James Conner?
You just don't know. He didn't, impress last year starting.
A lot of people say, all right, James Conner's a top 20, projected top 20.
We're going to have to scratch Big Ben out the
Why?
Out the records. I guess he did play.
2019 he played.
Yeah.
He got hurt.
He played one game maybe?
I think so.
Got hurt in the first game.
Yep.
So, okay, so in 2017, so his last snaps, 2018.
Yeah.
End of the 2018 season.
No, like I said, James Conner, top 20 running back, though.
He did when, he first burst onto the scene when Le'Veon started holding out. Still, though, last year, let's see what he did last year.
Well, he finished running back wise. Top 20 for sure. Solid running back number 2. You can't find him.
Having trouble finding him.
Oh shit.
He might not even be on the top list.
No, he has to be on there.
The Terminator, James Conner. So 145 fantasy points last year.
He was hurt, right?
Yeah, let's see how many games he played. 10 games. That offense was a mess last year. They had a couple different starting quarterbacks. Devlin Hodges, Mason Rudolph.
So Big Ben helped.
He kind of scratched last year, but still.
It's 4 yards to carry. You had to stretch last year for Juju too, though.
Oh yeah, definitely, but that's different.
Yeah.
He had Devlin Hodges and
Duck Hodges.
Mason Rudolph throwing the ball. 4 yards to carry. Longest run 25 yards. He lacks explosiveness. He lacks speed, in my opinion. When you got a good rookie running back behind him.
Who's a rookie?
Anthony McFarland Jr. out of Maryland. I think this guy, maybe not this year, next year could definitely take over as the backfield. They used Jalen Samuel last year. They used Benny Snell.
I don't
know. I don't like Conner as a workhorse back.
Well, there's only a couple true workhorse backs, honestly.
James Conner is currently going 45th overall, running back 21.
Right outside the top 20.
For that asking price, all right, you can take a gamble on him. I'm not gonna, but you can. I'd rather have a guy. I'd have a Jonathan Taylor, massive upside. Devin Singletary, also very good upside.
Jonathan Taylor on
Colts.
The Colts, right?
Yep. Him and Mac. We'll get to them in our
next
AFC
division.
West, but
all right. So you like Ebron, you said?
As a sleeper, deep sleeper, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna wait on tight end this year, so he may be one I target late. But again, they do have a lot of weapons on that offense. Deontay Johnson, Juju, Connor, Ebron, those other running backs, Jalen Samuel, Benny Snell are gonna get some targets. So a lot of weapons on that offense. That's why I think Big Ben will excel.
Well, if I'm sticking with offense in the AFC North, that's Cleveland. Cleveland's offense.
Big on them, huh?
Big on Cleveland's. If I had to choose between, like I said, if I'm trying to stack players, I'm gonna stack players on Cleveland or I'm gonna stack players on Baltimore.
Fair enough. Baltimore. We can transition over to Baltimore. Great offense. Did they have the highest scoring offense last year?
I think
they did. I think the Chiefs came on late, so they dealt with the Mahomes injury.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So the Ravens had the number one offense, like I said. So you had, and even this year, the running back room last year was kind of cloudy between Mark Ingram, Justice Hill, Gus Edwards. This year even more cloudier with the addition of J.K. Dobbins from Ohio State University.
Yep, you've been following him for years.
Yeah, my boy J.K. So obviously, I like Hollywood Brown added 20 pounds of muscle this year.
Yep, looking real good. Still zipping around.
Last year, he actually wasn't even 100% from that foot injury he suffered in the college football playoff.
Yep.
And then you got Mark Andrews.
Both products from Oklahoma Sooners. Yep.
Mark, what do you think about Mark Andrews though? I have Mark Andrews as the number one tight end in the division.
Both same. See, I think Lamar Jackson's going to regress this year.
What do you mean by so? If he regress by what, less rushing yards probably?
I don't know his rushing yards. But if you look at his games, let's see how many completions he had. 265 completions, 36 throwing touchdowns.
That's a lot of touchdowns.
That's a ridiculous rate. That's one touchdown about every 8 throws.
I think he had the highest touchdown rate.
Oh, yeah. About one
Last
out of
year.
every 8, 9 throws. That's not going to happen again this year. You look at how many games last year, he had about 20 completions with over 3 touchdowns. Just looking real quick, he had one game, 15 completions, 5 touchdowns, 16 completions, 3, 15 completions, 5 touchdowns, 17 completions, 4 touchdowns. Get real. Not going to happen again.
That's a lot.
He had 3 games of 5 touchdowns, all with less than 17 completions.
I think he'll. Okay. I wouldn't draft Lamar Jackson in the first, second round. But if I'm trying to stack, if I'm able to draft him in the 4th round.
Yeah, but at that point, I'd rather just wait. In the 4th round, you can probably get a guy, David Johnson, A.J. Brown, Cortland Sutton. Love all those guys. Robert Woods. I'd rather take them. It's a nice skilled position over Lamar Jackson. When you can wait in the 10th, 12th round, get a guy like Big Ben.
Not Big Ben.
Aaron Rodgers, who I'm not too high on, but in the 10th round, maybe.
How many points did Lamar Jackson have last year?
421 points.
What was the next quarterback?
348, Dak Prescott. But again, he had
80 points.
4,300 total yards, 43 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 2 fumbles lost.
I always look at the last 4 weeks of a player to see kind of a gauge of what they could be next year.
And a great gauge here, look at him versus Tennessee. They shut him down.
That's the playoffs.
16 completions.
We ain't talking about the playoffs.
185 yards.
The playoffs don't count for fantasy.
2 touchdowns, 1 pick. I mean,
playoffs are a different football.
I think that's going to be kind of a new normal, though, for him.
Nah, playoffs different football.
2 rushing attempts, 6 yards. They really shut him down. They made him throw. They tried to make him beat him with his arm. And
look at this game against the Chargers when he played the Chargers 2 years ago, his first playoff game. He got shut down. You can't look at the playoffs, how they're going to do for the year. That's all I'm saying.
But teams are going to figure out, more and more ways to stop him.
They tried.
They won't let him beat him with the legs.
He's gonna be
obviously,
better.
Everyone's going to try, but
he's going to be better this year.
We'll see.
That's what I'm telling you.
I like Mahomes. I'd take Mahomes early.
I mean, yeah,
I would Lamar.
I would take Mahomes early because you know what to expect with Mahomes.
Yeah, and I guess if you're picking early in the first round, you get one of those top 4 running backs. Maybe do you stack Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews?
That's what I'm saying. That'll be the stack I'll stack. That'll be the stack on that team. Would be them 2. They're good. They have a good offense, though.
Oh yeah.
But their defense is good too, though. So that's another thing that you have to take into considerations. But they
just love to pound the ball.
Yeah. That's why J.K. Dobbins I think is going to take over the running back 1 position.
I agree. But I think Mark Ingram is always going to be just a thorn in J.K.'s side. Beginning of the year, you'll see Mark, be close to a 50-50 split, but you'll slowly see that start to go more towards J.K.'s side. He's a much better receiver.
So J.K. is what's his average draft position?
J.K. is going, I believe, before Ingram. Oh, never mind. Dobbins going 89th overall. Wow, that's pretty low,
It's a sleeper.
Running back 34. Mark Ingram going 63rd.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, I think J.K. Dobbins will kind of get drafted in the 6th, 7th round, right around the same time as Mark Ingram.
Right.
Would not take Mark Ingram, though. Definitely rather go the high upside with J.K. over Ingram.
Okay.
Plus, if Ingram goes down, J.K. will be a top 10 back.
Are you drafting Baltimore's defense?
Yeah, they were real good last year. Didn't do too much defensive prep, actually. You kind of threw me on the spot with that one.
No, you don't need too much defensive prep with a team.
Yeah, they were the 4th best defense last year.
You just look at the team.
Looking at their depth chart, they added Patrick Queen, stud linebacker of LSU.
Yeah.
Malik Harrison.
Yeah, I think that's Ohio State.
That's your boy.
Yep. 2 stud.
So they got 2 rookie linebackers, but yeah.
Speed demons too.
They were good before that, so.
Matt Judon, he's from
Earl Thomas. What do you think about Earl Thomas?
that's a
No longer with the team. He actually got cut earlier earlier today. This is being recorded on Sunday, so
they actually don't need him. Looking at their team,
I mean,
he was a heart and soul. He was pretty good player for that defense. So I'm surprised that happened.
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's a stud, but you can't throw punches at your own teammates. So
we haven't talked too much about Cleveland or.
We're working our way.
Bengals.
So anyways, back to Baltimore. Hollywood Brown, Marquise Brown. I think he likes to go by stud. Miles Boykin could be a late round flyer. I think you could probably pick him up before week 1, because if he has a big week, he will be sought off.
But that's tough though, because if you think about it, the receivers are boom or bust.
Yeah. But again, that's
because he only throws on average 18 passes a game.
Yeah.
So it's not a lot of attempts to get those guys going.
But if teams make him throw more and take away his legs or try to take away his legs, he could show off what he's got with that arm. But like I said, I just not a fan of where he's getting drafted right now.
So draftable players.
Lamar Jackson, that is.
So, right. So draftable players on the offense. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep, 6. Not touching Ingram though. Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews getting drafted too early. I'll just wait at those positions.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely though, Miles Boykins, take a late round flyer. Doesn't matter if he produces or not. You just cut him. And Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood Brown, I think, is that kind of like that Tyreek Hill. Like he can get you like 4 catches, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, or 1 catch, 9 yards.
Yeah.
It's more of a matchup base.
He'll win you some weeks. He'll lose you some weeks. So
yeah, look at the matchup. If it's a shootout week, they playing the Chiefs. Slide them in there. You know it's gonna be a big game.
All right, so since you love the Browns, I'll let you take the lead on the Browns here. Hey
man, this is the Browns' year. Last year wasn't the Browns' year. I think it was a year too early for the Browns to be on a hype machine. Two-headed monster at running back, Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. Two-headed monster at receiver, Landry, OBJ. Then you got Njoku.
And Hooper, two-headed monster at tight end. Look at that.
And Hooper. So, tell you, man.
I like the addition of Hooper. He can be a nice safety valve right in the middle of the field. Let Jarvis Landry kind of work the outside.
Because Njoku is gonna play that move position.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying Baker's going to be a top 10 QB this year.
He's got the weapons for sure.
And yeah, they got a better coach. Freddie Kitchens was a terrible coach last year. Let's be real. So that's why I think he's going to have a better shot at having that top 10 QB output. Where's he being drafted right now? Take a quick peek at his average draft.
Let's see. Baker's going 139, QB 17.
Yeah.
With Tannehill going ahead of him.
Yeah.
Big Ben right before him.
Taking him over.
Goff after him.
Yeah. I'm telling you. You still want to take? We wrote down that bet, right? You said
Big Ben versus Baker, yeah.
Yeah, Big Ben versus that's right.
You got Baker top 10.
Yeah.
I didn't.
So I 2 bets. I'd say Baker top 10 and he'll have more points than Big Ben. Do that.
Boom, write it down. It's down.
Yep.
But still, you can, instead of going Baker, I would 100% rather have a guy like Daniel Jones, Big Ben,
not
Carson Wentz. You'd have to go a little earlier for Wentz, but
I guess we'll look and see when we get to those other divisions or I guess we'll see when we do our official rankings. But I think he's not being ranked right now as a top 10 QB, but he'll finish as a top 10 QB for sure.
All right. So Landry was better than Odell last year.
Yep.
Odell was dealing with an injury, I believe, throughout the year. I don't know if he missed any time or not, but
no, he just had a couple games where he wasn't.
He was kind of a decoy. Jarvis Landry, 239 points. He had 138 targets, 83 catches, almost 1,200 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Very good stat line for Jarvis. Him and Baker really meshed, I think. Odell, he had 5 less targets, 133 targets, but he's 74 catches, 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns.
I think OBJ have a better year this year.
But do you think he's where's he getting? He's getting drafted maybe 31st.
Third
wide
round.
Receiver 11.
Third round.
Yeah.
I don't think that's not terrible value. It'd be my he'll be my wide receiver number 2 at that point.
Going wide out early, eh?
No, just depending on how the draft goes. I'm saying if I'm drafting him in the 3rd round, he'll have to be my wide receiver number 2. I'm not drafting him as wide receiver number 1.
And I'm just not drafting him. I'd rather have a guy like Jarvis Landry.
Who's being drafted, what, 60th?
68th.
Yeah.
I'll take him 3-4 rounds later after you take Odell and get the same production.
You won't get the same production.
We'll see.
He doesn't have a better year than Landry. You can write that down, too, if you want.
We'll see. And I don't think that's too much of a hot take since he's ranked, 30 positions better,
True.
35.
True.
But
True. Well, so and then Nick Chubb. When Nick Chubb has been drafted in the 1st round, correct?
15th overall,
Oh.
RB10.
That's a good value for Nick Chubb. Look at his stats last year.
I don't think so. You look at his stats. When Kareem Hunt and him both played, Kareem Hunt outscored him, I believe, 5 of the 8 weeks.
Hey.
And Chubb still got all the starts. Chubb had one monster game that, kind of, I'd say, inflated his stats. He had almost 1,500 yards, 8 touchdowns. But he had 20 carries, 165 yards, 3 touchdown game.
Mm-hmm.
Early on in the year, look at that. He was doing real good, averaging probably about the first 8 games, averaging maybe over 100 yards a game.
Then Kareem Hunt came in week 12, right?
Oh, was it week 12?
I think it was week 12. He got suspended for, right? 12 games?
I thought it was 8, but...
You might have been right. You might have got down to 8. I thought originally it was 12. I didn't have Kareem Hunt last year.
But when he played, he was solid.
Somebody drafted him. Yeah, he came in week 8 then. That many games.
November 10th, he came back. So, first game, but he was more of a receiving back. Chubb can receive.
Chubb is more of their goal line back.
Yeah. And Chubb still did get 4 games over 100 rushing yards after Kareem Hunt came back, but only 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, touchdown production dropped.
He had 3 games under 58 rushing yards. Again, this is where and I think Hunt is still going pretty early. So, Kareem Hunt, 66th. I'm going to do you a favor.
You passing on both.
Tell you to stay away from both.
It's a headache. But, I mean, if Nick Chubb drops you in the 4th round.
Well, of course, that late. But he's value. Not gonna.
I mean, true.
I don't see him making it past the 2nd round.
Okay.
Somebody's going to take him. Somebody's going to take him early. And they're going to be sick of him after week 4.
So who you liking more, Njoku or Hooper?
Oh, I heard Hooper spent a couple weeks at Baker's house in the offseason.
Baker
really built that chemistry with him. Hooper was good for Atlanta last year, primarily because they were always down. And
Hooper was a sleeper last year, for sure.
Yep. About week 12, he was tight end 1.
Yeah.
Then Atlanta started actually getting better and stopped throwing him the ball as much. So
yeah.
Could be somewhere in Cleveland where they're down a lot. If it was like last year, or if their team improves, then
Their defense was decent last year, though.
Yeah.
They were in a lot of games last year.
Oh yeah, and they blew a lot too. So.
Yeah, that too.
I had them last year. I had them as going to the Super Bowl. So.
Oof, you did.
Bold prediction on my end. Did not pay out.
I don't think they'll make the Super Bowl this year.
No.
But I think they'll have a top.
They got the talent. That's the thing.
They have a top offense this year, though, for sure.
I think there'll be a lot of inconsistencies still. So.
I'm still saying Baker's gonna be a top 10 QB. OBJ and I think OBJ and LeBron James will both be top. If they're both top 25 receivers, then Baker's definitely a top 10 QB.
But I mean, they were both top 25 wideouts last year.
It's gonna happen. What did Baker finish last year? What, top 15?
22 TDs, 21 interceptions. You got to protect the ball. He was getting hammered. He was getting sacked. Every other play
was terrible last year. And they got.
What have they done to
the Jarek Wills? Jedrick, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Jack Conklin from Tennessee. That's a good ad. He's a good tight.
And they did revamp their whole O-line.
That's what I'm saying. The problem
they needed to, though.
The problem was their tight end, their tackles. They had Greg Robinson in tackle last year.
Yeah.
So
early draft pick way back in the day.
For the Rams, yeah.
Look at, I can't even find this guy.
No, I mean, he didn't have a good year last year.
Derek Carr was better than him.
Derek Carr's not terrible. Derek Carr,
Oh, boy.
but
That's another one. Derek Carr top 10?
no, no, he won't be top 10. I think Baker will be top 10 though for sure. If he's, I'm saying,
He's
yeah.
got potential. Like I said, I was a big Baker guy, Oklahoma Boomer Sooner.
And he got a good fullback too.
True.
Yeah, this is a make or break year for Baker. This is third year in the league, right?
Yep.
Yeah, make or break year for him because now he has too much. He has too much talent around him not to be a top.
Same talent as last year, but
No, you got added
the skill positions. They just added Hooper, but the O-line's
they
improved.
got the O-line. The O-line improvement is good. Nick Chubb had all those rushing yards with a shitty O-line too.
Yeah.
Just saying, man. Just saying.
All right, let's move on from Cleveland. We got
Cincy. It's the last one.
Running out of time here, but we can get through Cincinnati, I think.
Yeah, we can.
Burrow, stud at LSU, brought him in. Rookie QB. Let's see how we'll do.
Rookie QBs are always tough. You're gonna have a growing pains.
They got the weapons. They definitely got weapons. I like their offense.
I love all three of their receivers.
Yep.
T. Higgins. I love Boyd because he runs a slot, and I feel like slot it with because they don't have a tight end really. That's any of note.
Yeah.
So that's why I like Boyd. AJ Green. I mean, I don't know. What do you think about AJ Green this year? You drafted him? What are you doing? Passing him?
I drafted him last year. I got burned by it. I'll draft him this year. I could get burned by it. Guy's a stud. Great skill player. Aaron put him at 9th.
9.
I would put him over, skill-wise, over Jarvis, over Juju. But, I think he's, almost on the, in his prime on the same tier as Odell. Now he's older, so not that good skill-wise.
He was on the same tier as Julio. They came in the same draft class.
Yeah. AJ's a stud. I think Burrow's going to love him. A reliable, option on the outside. He can go anywhere on the field. He can go up and get the ball. He's a great red zone threat.
Especially, like I said, no tight end. I mean, they got CJ Husman's, what's his, how you pronounce that?
Uzama. TJ Houshmandzadeh, throwback to 2005.
Yeah, CJ Usman. No, but I mean, it's good that he has a rookie receiver in T. Higgins too. They probably had a lot of rookie minicamp together, but I think the main person in that offense is going to be obviously Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon getting drafted, I believe, 7th overall. I'm not doing that. He's RB7. This ADP's got him going 12th. Okay. I've seen him go as early as 5th over Derrick Henry. Over King Henry? Yep. I like Mixon. There are a handful of running backs I would take over him. But I'd probably slot him in at about 9th overall on my big board. Oh, 9th overall player? Yep. Okay. Like I said, he won me a fantasy league last year. Him and, among others. But he had that huge second half of the year to finish the year as RB... I want to say he was like RB7 last year. He did miss some time, but... Yeah. Actually, no, he didn't, but he dealt with injuries all year. No, yeah, I mean... And he had a real bad start to the year. You look at his first 8 games... Yeah, it was terrible. You were fed up with him. You wanted to drop him. Then I traded him. Smart man. I think we did a trade where I traded you Zeke. You gave me Mixon and some other people. He had 4 games of less than 17 yards. Yep. Second half of the year though, very consistent. Pretty much over 44 yards every game. In the games he didn't get yards, he got touchdowns. So good performer. Second half of the year. I think it was mainly because of injuries, offensive line, quarterback play too, a little bit. Yeah, who they even have? They went with Dalton, and they went with after Dalton, Ryan Finley a few games. Yeah, so it was a lot of up and downs. That's why I'm big on the receivers, especially Boyd. Really? Mm-hmm. Let's see. AJ's coming in at pick number 67. What's the Boyd's what? Boyd's 70. 70, yeah. So they're a coin flip. Jarvis Landry sandwich in between them, 68. Yeah. I'll take AJ Green. I'll take a number 1 wideout.
that late for sure. He does have a lot of risk.
Injuries.
Yep, injury risks, and at that point, Boyd might be the better pick.
I think Boyd. Yeah, I think
he's younger. Fresher legs.
We got to remember he runs a slot. It's a lot easier to get the ball in the slot than on the outside for a rookie quarterback.
Yeah. And AJ Green, I think, might already be dealing with an issue.
Sounds about right. All in all, I think there's only. Are you handcuffing with if you draft Joe Mixon high? Are you handcuffing with Gio?
I'm not handcuffing him with Gio. I'm handcuffing him with Travion Williams.
Oh.
Look out for him. He'll be on my super sleeper list. Travion Williams. I've heard the coaches love him. Think he's a second year back. Or Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Drafted last year. Actually, he was a rookie this year.
Yeah.
So, Texas A&M, big bruiser there. He's a small guy, but definitely Gio Bernard has had chances, hasn't done anything with him. He's more of a third down back, but this guy Travion Williams, snag him if you take Mixon, for sure get him late. If you don't take Mixon, you could still get Travion late and just hold on to him.
You might even just be able to pick up Travion, though. I don't think a lot of people know.
Yeah, but the second Mixon goes down and we come out with our weekly episode, we'll be all over him. So stash him before that happens. Joe Mixon typically does get hurt. I know he played 16 games last year.
He battled through a couple injuries while playing.
Yeah. So, as far as handcuffs go, I mean, for this division, Baltimore, you're not going to handcuff Mark Ingram with J.K. Dobbins. They're both going too early.
No, yeah, it'd be a waste of...
Same with Cleveland. You got Chubb and Kareem Hunt both going too early.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh, I think Cincinnati will also go to a committee, but Pittsburgh and Cincinnati will be kind of more committees if Connor or Mixon get hurt. Do like the rookies on both those teams, though. Anthony McFarland Jr., Travion Williams. Watch out for both of them. If you got an open spot, roster them. If somebody gets hurt, I think they can both excel. McFarland, I think even if Connor doesn't get hurt, if he shows some big plays, I think his blocking's still a big issue, so that'll definitely hurt his playing time, especially with Tomlin and as a head coach there. But look out for his explosiveness, and over the next year or two, make a move on McFarland. Keeper league, try to make a trade for him now if you can.
So the takeaways from today I'm hearing from you is you're big on Big Ben, right?
Yeah.
You got a couple sleepers out there, and you're not touching OBJ this year.
I'm not touching a lot of the players we talked about.
Baltimore's
offense, not really touching any of them.
So pretty much this division you're not high on.
This division, I mean, I like AJ Green. I like Marquise Brown, Miles Boykin. You could take a late, last round to add him. AJ Green, Jarvis Landry. So Deontay Johnson. Outside of those,
but you agree this is
very deep.
It's a deep division.
I'm real stubborn with the players I like and the players I don't like. If I don't like you, I'm not taking you.
It's nothing personal.
So
nothing personal.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson.
You don't like Lamar Jackson.
He's a great athlete, great player. I'm not drafting him.
Number one fantasy player last year.
Yeah. Was he number one? No, McCaffrey was number 2.
Oh, sorry. That guy's a different story.
Yeah.
But so is, I'm telling you, man. I don't see anything different happening.
Your hot takes: Baker, top 10 quarterback.
It's not hot. It's a hot take. Yeah. Top 10. Top 10 QB.
QB 17 right now. So.
Yeah.
What else? 10. You like a lot of? You like everybody in this division? Shoot.
I like
besides Big Ben.
Everyone besides Big Ben. If I have, when we do our rankings, how I value in my draft strategies, how I value players. I'm not gonna overshoot for none of the players in the division. If they're kind of like they fall to me, I'm not gonna overextend myself to go get somebody to be sure I get them. But if they fall in my rankings, then I'm taking them pretty much. I'm not gonna, except for Big Ben. He's not probably ranked on my list.
So much hate for Big Ben. Doesn't like the old quarterbacks. He already said it.
No, I really don't.
So look out Tom Brady. Look out Philip Rivers.
He's a little different.
I'm not taking him, but
if he'll be my backup QB. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I already had a QB and Big Ben was in round 14, and I heard all my other stuff is filled up, I'll probably take a shot at Big Ben. He'll probably be injured again this year.
No.
Yeah,
He's good. I'm trying to see if I can see. He didn't play in 2018. 2017, he was a top 3 quarterback, I'm pretty sure.
because he had Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, but he's still got similar weapons. If James Conner's as good as you say he is.
He's not Le'Veon Bell, though.
But is Le'Veon Bell? After seeing him in New York?
He'll have a better year.
We'll see.
James Conner's no Le'Veon. Juju's no Antonio Brown.
All right, so real quick, one player owned from each team. Go.
Okay, let's start with Cleveland. One player to own, Baker. Can't shy away from that.
Don't hate the Baker. I'd go Jarvis Landry. Just good ADP, and you can get a good, solid, consistent wideout.
You'll get
in
good
the 6th
ADP
round.
with Baker.
True.
Just saying.
Consistency, though, not there.
Yeah, we'll see. Cincinnati. But outside of Joe Mixon, because I think Joe Mixon is obvious. Outside of Joe Mixon, I would go Boyd.
I'll go AJ.
Okay.
Just like I said.
Rookie
wideout, yeah, true. But a rookie quarterback.
Rookie quarterback.
I think he'll be the safest with AJ, but Boyd is good too.
Who else we got? We already said Pittsburgh.
Baltimore.
I wouldn't say Pittsburgh yet.
Baltimore and Pittsburgh left.
Okay,
yeah.
so Baltimore. JK.
JK, all right.
Yeah.
I like him, but like I said, I just think Ingram's going to be a thorn in his side. I will go Marquise Brown. All these wideouts I'm saying in kind of the 6th round. As you can tell, it's kind of where I'm taking the wideouts. I'm going to be selling running backs at that point. So all these 6th round wideouts, especially in this division, I'll take Marquise Brown.
Okay. And then Pittsburgh, Ebron.
Wow, what round? I hope
round?
last.
10th, 11th round, 12th round?
I don't even know if he's getting drafted right now.
That's a player to draft, though.
151, tight end 18. So, yeah. There you go. Last pick, go Ebron. Guess who my guy is?
Deontay Johnson.
Yep, Deontay Johnson.
Yeah.
About same thing in that 6th, 7th round. So.
No, I just drafted different positions, but I would definitely draft Ebron for my 2nd tight end spot.
All right, there you go. I'd rather have Noah Fant, T.J. Hawkinson.
Well, TJ, you won't get those guys till last pick, though.
Yeah, true. Valid point.
You're not getting none of those guys last pick.
Valid point. But I'm not taking a backup tight end, so.
I mean, hey.
Or a backup quarterback. You mentioned that.
Then again,
not me.
If you do what I did last year and I was almost successful,
almost successful.
I lost the championship. At least I made it there.
Ouch. Shots fired.
Yep. I had a stud tight end, which I can put at the flex spot.
The move spot, some would say.
Well, the tight end I took, not naming names, he had wide receiver targets. Just saying.
Who's that? Kittle, Kelsey?
Wide receiver targets. Yeah.
Both of them. That's fine.
Kittle is wide receiver 1 for San Francisco.
Yeah.
Jesus.
We'll get there though. But
all right.
That about wraps us up. Again, this is Aaron at A2's a Beast on Twitter.
Yep.
The Fantasy G, George. Catch us next time. The Gridiron Guide.